Now, our next project that we worked on this year is Gavin Hook, the series. Now, Gavin Hook is actually my very first series that I did. And it started off with many challenges, but it turned out to be so much edgier and better than I expected. Now, with Gavin Hook, um, it just beat me up. I'm going to be honest and tell you. It beat me up because there was just so many transitions to the series itself. We constantly went through 3 years of recasting and recasting and recasting to the point that we end up recasting. I think with Gavin Hook, oh my goodness, I think there's only two characters in Gavin Hook that began at the very beginning. And with those two, I'll start out with them. And one of them I'm going to tell you is one of my most honorable favorite actors to work with. And that is Walter Duckworth. And Walter actually started with me when I began, this is the words I'm trying to say. He was with me on my very first film called Rough Patch Twisted Fate. And I've always wanted to work with him again. He's an honorable man. He's an honorable actor. His work ethic is strong like mine. His commitment level, and all he wants to do is just deliver. And for that, I love about him. So whenever I can cast him in any project, I reach out to him and like, hey, this is what we got. What do you feel? Is this something that you want to do? And he says yes. And I am grateful to Walter for that. Now, Walter's kind of like my Mel Gibson kind of actor. That's what I call Walter. Cause he has kind of this look like Mel Gibson. But, Walter, he delivers his lines beautifully. He thinks he's so articulate to his character that he portrays, and he thinks in depth about the character, no matter how small it is or how big. He thinks in depth about that character. He thinks about how he's going to deliver it. He thinks about what that character means, and then how that character is to be relatable to all the other characters within the project, not just his own. He don't think about just his own role. And that's what I love about Walter. And he has so much other projects out there that are far bigger than what I do, but he always makes time for Tone. And no matter how long it takes for me to get that project together to bring him on set, he never lets me down. He works out his calendar schedule to try to be available when I am ready to film, even if I cast him years before. And on Rough Patch Twisted Fate, he waited a little bit over a year just to be on set to film. And then we filmed it for over 2 years just to get it completed. Then when I called him back almost 5 years later, same personality, same kindness, same heart. He was flexible too with the schedule. I cast him. He waited the 3 years to start filming. And then when I said this is when we were filming, there he was, ready to show up. And that's what I love about Walter. And then when he showed up, he came to work. No time for play. I mean, he's got the personality where he mixes and mingles well, but he knows what he's there to do. And this is what I love about Walter. And I will always look for an opportunity to work with him. The new actors that God sent my way to film with. Wow. What can I tell you? Man, I don't even know where to start. I have to wait and save Gavin Hook for last. So sorry. So we're going to start with My buddy. Oh, yes, my buddy. O'Levin Jackson. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me correct that. O'Levon Jackson. And he actually joined Gavin Hook's series. And he started out with one role title. And then when we had to recast, he sent me a message and said, would you consider me for that the recasting of this character? And I looked at it, I thought about it, and I was like, well, why not? So I know he's a good performer, so I knew he'll deliver. So I was like, well, why not? So he became Ridley, and oh my goodness, did he become Ridley? He took that character so serious, I tell you. Oh, Levon is like a fun actor to film with, to work with. His heart is so pure, so beautiful, so kind, and he has a servant heart at the same time of trying to be the performer that he is. On the set, he would come and carry the camera, set up the lights, set up the atmosphere, whatever I had need of. That's what he came and done for me to try to make the production run as smooth as he possibly could for me. And that just really blessed my heart when you got the actor not just coming with the ego of, I have arrived, I'm the actor, but humbled with the generosity of his spirit to help in any way. And that's O'Levon Jackson. And he plays Ridley, and he is basically a gang member headshot. And oh boy, him with that cigar, him with that lovely raspberry voice he has, he's just magical on the screen. And for Gavin Hook, I tell you, I can't wait for you to see this series. I feel very, very good and very proud of this series, seeing that it's my very first, and all the scenes being carried out with the actors giving so much love to their characters, to the characters that they interact with. It was just amazing. And yeah, proud of O'Levon Jackson, I am. And then we have another newcomer that I love working with, and that is Charles D. He is magnificent. He is so awesome in his delivery, and he is a SAG actor. He's worked on Empire. He's worked on the Rhinestone Gems, Rhinestone Gemstone on HBO, the movie Harriet. I mean, he's got a variety of films that he's done, and he gave his time and energy to play the role of Bishop Trinity. And I mean, he gave Bishop Trinity a run for his money. Yes, yes, yes. I love me some Bishop Trinity. Now, I actually did not have Bishop Trinity in the script of the series for Gavin Hook. So when I was introduced to have to be considering Charles for this to work with, I asked him, I said, what ideal role you would like to play? So I took some of the things that he described as a character he'd like to play, and that's how I put Bishop Trinity together. And I called him up and I'm like, if you're willing to play this role, I will write him out. And he was like, oh, of course I will. So I put Bishop Trinity together, and whew, did he deliver. Charles is so fabulous. And his heart is so beautiful. He's so kind. And he's just like this big teddy bear. You just want to hug and squeeze all the time. But I love me some Charles D. Clarke. He is just wonderful, magnificent, and talented. And it was so fun One of the favorite scenes that I have directing him is a scene that made him actually uncomfortable. And I'm sorry, I did. I got a kick out of making him uncomfortable because I wanted to push him. Because what I see in Charles D. Clarke is a magnificent talent that's above what he's delivered in other projects. And I wanted to give him something that'll push him harder to do more than what he's normally doing. And he let me. And so we have this scene where he's in an argument with a woman that he's in love with, which is Sugar. We'll talk about Sugar a little bit later. But so I climbed up on the bed, I stood in front of him, and then I put the camera directly in his face, and I pushed him, and he let me, and he delivered, and I was like, it was just so adorable for me because I was able to really see that side I was trying to get through to him, and I was like, I ain't scared of you, Charles D. Clarke. And he was like, oh, you want this? Okay, I'm going to deliver this. And then he came at it. I can't wait for you guys to see this full scene. It was beautiful, just magnificently done. Then there's also another scene that he delivered. It was where he was struggling because he's a bishop, so he's trying to be a strong minister, man of ministry, and get away from his past, but he's being encouraged to go back to his old ways. So he's kind of, battling between the world he comes from to the world he wants to be in for God. And it was this drinking scene and the struggle in this drinking scene and how he shook his hand and the expression he gave in his face and then getting that camera right up in his face. And he wasn't intimidated by the camera at all. And yeah, I love me some Charles D. Clarke. So I just want to say I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to meet him, to work with him, and for him to play this role in Gavin Hook as Bishop Trinity. Okay, so then we have my sugar, which is Genesis Omega. Genesis Omega, she's been with me also since Rough Patch Twisted Fate. And I've been trying to work with her again, but we have this relationship where I'm very mindful, very careful on the character roles that I write to keep her in mind for. And sorry, the call came in while I was talking. But anyway, so Genesis Omega, we have been working together for a lot of years. We worked on Rough Patch Twisted Fate, and I've been wanting to work with her, but right after we finished filming that movie, she relocated, and the budget just wasn't there to bring her in. But this time, I made sure there was a budget in place to bring her in so that we could work together. And so she came in to play the role of Sugar. Well, actually, she was going to be a doctor at first, but then I decided, no, we need to up this ante on this character here. So we made her Sugar, a detective, and she's man, she is so divalicious. That's what I call my Sugar, Genesis Omega. She's just pure divalicious, and she's able to bring the character to life with her style of acting, showing not only her beauty, but she can get down to business and be serious at the same time. So we have a great relationship on set, but we also have a great friendship off set, where she's been just over the years, just this sounding board, this great supporter for me. And I really do appreciate that she came in to do this project with me. And she did me good. Okay, so the continuation of characters, let me see for you. Now, this character, well, not character, I'm sorry, I said character. That's because she's got me thinking about her character. But this actress, her name is Sheena Addison. First time working with her. And Sheena Addison, I'm going to tell you right now, She is really spectacular. She, man, you talking about somebody investing in their character. We're talking what she got out of the role itself, playing Sydney and Black Shadow, two different characters, sometimes in the same, well, every time in the same day. In the morning, she may start out as being Black Shadow. In the afternoon, she might end up being Sydney. And then by the evening, she's back to Black Shadow. But I'm going to tell you this. She flipped that script, switched that script, that character with that camera every time. That should not say she is spectacular, because it didn't matter what scene she was filming with. All I had to do was tell her it's Black Shadow or it's Sydney. And we even had one scene. Oh my goodness, boy, did she deliver. We even had one scene for her, for Sheena, where she starts off as Black Shadow. And then as she progressed through the scene, she flips back and forth from Black Shadow to Sydney. And I'm telling you, ooh wee, when you watch this series, man, I'm telling you, Gavin Hook, these actors, they flowed. They flowed in the characters they played. They flowed in relationship to each other's character, to deliver and help each other, pull from each other how to make the scene better. Just lovely. So she did that. What I love about Sheena Addison is she has more than heart. She has more than heart. She is, oh my God, I can't even describe Sheena Addison. That's how good she is. Like I said, she went from A, and then she would take it and jump right to Z. I know I drained her. I know I pulled on her. And, I love me some Sheena Addison. I'm sorry. I just have to put that out there, because she really gave me my imagination of what Black Shadow and Sydney was all about. And her transition, her transformation, all coincide to really make this character work. She invested in her wardrobe. We had wardrobe pieces for her, but she took it a step, heck, let me just say it this way. She took Black Shadow to the next level. The boots, the hair, the mask, the expression. Okay, I'm getting excited. Let me calm down. Cause, just filming her as a filmmaker, she is a filmmaker's dream. And I was so excited working with her. But going back and watching the edits, of the scenes, beautiful. Beautiful. Just beautiful. I cannot wait for this project to be completed, because with the actors that God has moved my path to work on this project, made Gavin Hook better than what I even thought it could be, even in my writing. The actors that brought in these characters made it edgier, made it intense, made it, it's just on fire. Speaking of fire, Kimberly Newsom. Here's the funny part about Kimberly. She was a last minute, 2 days before we supposed to be filming, because the actress, that was supposed to play Tuesday Novak, was not able to make it. So, Kim and I had just kind of, text back and forth here and there, where she was like, if she get the opportunity, she would love to work with me. So I thought, well, here's an opportunity. I like her style. I like her persona. I like, her personality, and who she presents herself, on the social networks, because I'm on her Instagram as well as her Facebook page. So one of the things I do when I am interested in an actor or actress, I go and look what they post on their page, what their look is, what their personality is, what their ethics are, because, I'm particular on who I work with, because I want to work with actors that I know with all my heart that we're going to get a project done together. So when I have to recast, it's disappointing. I'm not going to front you and be like, oh, I just recast. No, it hurts. It hurts my heart. It hurts my thought process. It hurts me emotionally. When an actor flips the script and changes on me, quit, or they just won't do the project, or even if they come to project and they don't do well, on their own merit by, I'm just here and I'm just going to throw the lines out and I'm not going to give nothing to the character to make it feel authentic or real. Yes, I get some of those type of actors. So when I get actors and actresses that love what they do, and that's what my audition process is about. My audition, yes, I want you to be a good actor, no doubt. But what I want you to be more than anything is a good person, a person that cares about your career as an actor, but a person that cares about your projects that you're involved in and care about me, the filmmaker, the writer, the director, because I'm investing a lot of time, mental, emotional energy, and money. I get money outsourced, but I also put my own money in because I try to at least make it a project that an actor can be proud of. But sometimes, no matter what my effort is, you get actors that don't support or respect what I just said. But anyway, but then you also have actors that have just situations in life where they just can't follow through the way they want to, but their heart is in the right place. So if I can discover that in the actor, that their heart's in the right place and it just don't work out, no problem. But if you're just an actor with just ego and status quo, I just can't do you. We don't fit. Because if I ain't going to have the ego, I'm not going to let you come in with an ego. We just don't fit. And I'm okay with that. But back to the subject of Kimberly Newson. Well, I was like, Kim, I have this character. Gave her the details of the characters. Do you think you could deliver that? And she's like, oh, yeah, sure. So she rearranged and changed her schedule to be present to film the character of Tuesday Novak. Man, she brought sexy. She brought the delivery of this character. She heightened this character to the point that she made her co-actors kind of lose their mind sometime. But anyway, that's another story to be told. But anyway, she really did. She brought out the best in the performance for herself, but she brought out the best in the performance of those that she's working with. And I'm just so grateful because, sometimes we get caught up and emotional about the change in a script, the change in the cast, and sometimes you want to put a project on hold because all these changes, all these rewrites. But, I have come to learn, because I've never had a project where a cast did not have to be recast. An actor did not give me a hard time. It is what it is, but I deal with so many actors. You can't expect me to always get a hit and run. But when I get a hit and run, Lord Jesus, I'm ready to shout up and through here. It is awesome. So anyway, man, I apologize for this video being long, but it is just so important to share what the truth is behind this project and these actors and the characters. So Tuesday Novak, she came in. I'm sorry, I said Tuesday Novak. Kimberly Newsom came in as Tuesday Novak, and she killed it. She brought all the sexiness. She brought in all the integrity. She brought in the work ethics, and she delivered. And she made those scenes so beautiful and strong. She is definitely a strong actress. And I look forward to actually work with her on a couple of projects that I have in mind going forward, because that's how much she delivered. And I respect her talent that I'll jump at a chance to work with her again. Okay, so now the other guest actor that I want to bring about, who was also cast at the very beginning, who hung in there with me, and came up and showed up and stayed an extra day for me, because we wanted to, film some extra scenes, and we weren't able to finish some of the scenes in the time frame because it got kind of late. And he agreed to stay just so we could deliver his scenes. And it was just Don Carlos Shero. He plays Gavin Hook's dad, Bentley, and I worked with him also in Rough Patch Twisted Fate. And unfortunately, we had to cut the scenes he did. Not that he wasn't good, it's just the scenes didn't wasn't unnecessary. And just sometimes when you get in the editing process, the story flows. Sometimes the scenes has to be cut out. But he has hung in with me as a friend, a supporter, but also as an actor. And he came in and he delivered, and he was a father. Yes, he was a true father, and he's so easy to direct. He listens to me, and he's able to adjust. Even if it's like a smidget, I ask, he's like, okay, Tone, just give me an idea what you want. And then he just does it. And I love me some Don, and I really appreciate working with him and him sticking it out with him to work on this Gavin Hook series with me. Oh man, please, I don't want to forget nobody. Oh yes, here we go. We have he came in really just to deliver an actor, but we end up casting Lamans. Okay, so now let's talk about Lamans Bryant. Now, Lamans Bryant actually was supposed to just bring Sheena to the set, but I learned he was an actor, and I just said, you know what? If you're willing, I have a character that I would put you in, and let me tell you. So he came in and he plays Devin, but we decided to combine his character into one as Devin/Keats. Man, he was so awesome and so flexible, and he delivered. He did good. And just him and Sheena, they are such a perfect team working together as actors. And yeah, they are just really pretty amazing. Man, I can't tell you how amazing this cast of actors have been. And I absolutely love and adore each one of the actors for being such kind blessings to be a part of this, to allow me to share this project with the world through them. And wow, okay, so I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anybody, and if I did, I'm sorry. But this is getting a little long, and I just have to get through. So let me just tell you about Gavin Hook, who is played by Duran Rowan. And I'm telling you, he is so sharp. He is so magnifico. Was it magnifico? Anyway, I just have to tell you, Duran Rowan came in from Kentucky, and Louisville, Kentucky, that is. Cardinals. But anyway, he came in, and he jumped right into the character of Gavin Hook, like you wouldn't believe. Woo! Wee! I'm telling you, just wonderful, just lovely, just beautiful. And he really did it. I felt something special in him when we talked, when I auditioned him, and then when he accepted the role, and then he came in and he took it so serious. He was so committed to Gavin Hook. I mean, oh boy, just wonderful to the talent he gave to Gavin Hook. I mean, man, I almost canned Gavin Hook because I wrote it for another actor. Yeah, I did. And that actor decided to quit at the last minute. And I'm telling you, Gavin Hook got hit with a lot. Gavin Hook, the series, got hit with, we had location, and at the very last minute, the location got taken away. So we had to find an entirely new location, which turned out to be pretty good. Yeah, we really loved it. And then the cast just got changed. And usually you have the cast changed, but never, well, no, I won't say never because it has happened before. The lead actor quits. Wait a minute. The lead actor to whom you wrote the script for. But anyway, it's all good. Gavin Hook is going to be so good. And I am just praying in my heart that you will enjoy it.